Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of the This Is Gonna Hurt podcast with Jay Gordon Duncan. And if you're wondering why the J, the answer is I'm not a bagpipe player. And if that joke doesn't make any sense, I encourage you to check out episode 0, where I explain that joke, as well as the purpose of the This Is Gonna Hurt podcast, where we talk about faith, family, fitness, finances, and sometimes fun. Well, friends, as always, thank you so much for tuning in, especially during the summer. It's interesting, summer hours sometimes you have like a flood and you're like, oh, people must be on vacation and they're catching up, or to be a dip and you're like, well, people must be on vacation and taking a break. But either way, week in and week out, you guys continue to like, you continue to comment, you continue to share, and that means a ton to me. In 500 plus episodes, 6 years, it means a ton. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So today's episode is really born out of really what I'm wrestling with a little bit myself. And I'm hoping that what I'm learning here, I can share with you and to make a difference. Now, what I want to talk about today are three potential or three actual distractions that are keeping you from accomplishing what you want. If you own your own business, I promise you they're distracting you from what you really want. And these three things will distract you over and over and over again, especially right now. Now, this was born out of I listen to Grant Cardone's 10X rule every January and July. I used to just do it once a year. I do it, just it kicks my butt. It reminds me to stay focused. It reminds me to set big goals. It reminds me to not get distracted. And it reminds me to put the work in. And so I just finished not only the 10X rule, but also the 10X mentor, which is a longer 8-hour an audible version where he updates it a little bit and goes into some detail. And I have found myself being distracted lately, specifically by these three things. And I want to share them with you. And I want to just caution you and warn you to not be distracted. Now, two of these three things can be important. So I'm not going to say don't pay attention to them. One of them is not necessarily important at all. But let me just share them with you. Again, I'll walk you through each one. I'm not saying these things can't be important. I'm just saying they should not be distractions from your big goals. So first of all, before we get started, you must have your goals set. You need to have your financial goals set. You need to have your business goals set, your relational, your health. And if you don't know what your goals are, you are easily distracted. You're just doing whatever. But when you have goals and you have big goals and you have plans put together, then you're set on a path and you don't want to be distracted. That's the whole point of setting these big goals and setting these big pathways. However, if you are distracted, or you find yourself like not focusing on things, you got to ask yourself, what was keeping my mind and my energy? And these things you may not be aware of. So here they are. Here are the three things. The first thing that I don't want you to be distracted by is politics. Now, listen, it's incredibly important who our president is, our governor, our mayor, our school board. All of those are incredibly important. And I'm not saying that you should be ignorant of those things, nor should I say, am I saying that you shouldn't care, but you shouldn't be distracted. I will admit I've been distracted lately. It's been hard. Presidential wise, we're going through this whole issue about is Trump on 2025 or is Biden going to be asked to drop out of the race? And all these things are kicking up. And usually I keep like a peripheral view of it, enough knowledge to make sure and make informed decisions. But I've got to admit, lately I've gotten too engrossed in it. In fact, Amy the other day is like, "Hey, you really care about this," and it's not that not caring is the goal; it's that not being distracted is the goal. Because right now it's an echo chamber. I've done I hate to say language like this these days, but I've done my research on 2025. I've done my research on, Project 47 or whatever it's called. I've done your research on whether Biden has Alzheimer's or whether he's going to come out of it. Those things are all valid. But right now, my interest in those things is not changing any of it. I'm informed in it and I can make decisions around those areas. But right now, all of a sudden, I'm getting caught up and I'm getting TikToks and I'm getting reels and I'm getting this. And all of a sudden, it becomes a distraction. I find myself putting time into it. And honestly, if I'm putting legit time into that during my week, I'm not focusing on health goals, mental goals, financial goals, relational goals. That it's taking up time from me somewhere. And that's what is insidious about these distractions is we don't feel like it's taking anything away. But if you wind up spending hours on TikTok or hours on Instagram or on Reels or Facebook or reading articles, and it takes up this time, you're like, well, you don't have this time. You've got goals to hit and you've got deadlines to meet, and these things are important. And then also, when you get too deep in the weeds in those things, it then becomes divisive for relationships, and that's important right now. Focus on the relationships that are important in your life, but you don't need to be creating divisiveness when there's already enough in this world out there. So my caution to you is this: please, yes, be informed about politics, be informed about the decisions you're going to make, but don't be distracted. And wow, in the last 2 weeks, I really found myself being distracted. I really did, just kind of running down a rabbit hole, some of this stuff. And I don't have time for that. I really don't. My goals are too big for me to distract on that. Number two, drama. Now, drama can be getting caught up in celebrity drama, which is ridiculous, or falling into just loving gossip or something like that. So here's the thing: loving and caring for the people in your life is of utmost importance. If a person is important to you, loving and caring for them, if they're allowed in your inner circle, care and love for them. But it is way easy to be attracted to drama. And sometimes it's attracted to silly drama, like what's going on with celebrities. They don't care about you. And if you are all caught up in rap battles or celebrities, where like it's just an absolute waste of time. And I don't care a thing about rap battles or celebrity things, but it's very easy to find drama and gossip getting too much of your ear. Again, very important to love and care for the people in your circle, but making sure that your mindset is not distracted by that kind of thing. It's so easy to just get caught up on, like on TikTok. Again, if you're on TikTok, we don't need to care about the Haktua girl or white tube top girl or any those things are ridiculous. And it's just, it's just all these things just become distractions. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, good for you. But it's very easy to get caught up in distractions and gossip day to day in your community or your circle. I was in line the other day to meet someone. I know I was waiting for them at a restaurant, and this person had gone outside to take their call, which I think was respectful, but they're on speakerphone outside, and they're going into the deepest gossip and drama that I can imagine. And I'm like, dude, you're on speakerphone. And I guess they didn't care. And I'm like, what is going on here? And I don't know the story, but all I know is all of a sudden that's getting played out in public. And I'm like, you don't want to play stuff out in public. And then all of a sudden I was like, wow, this is distraction. But I know I'm bent towards it. I know that it's easy for me to want to know what's going on. And again, care for the people in your circle, but don't let drama or gossip distract you. Focus on what's important, the people you love and your goals, but don't let it get you. Number three, and those first two are important, right? It's important to know politics. It is important to care about the people you love. This third one has no real importance whatsoever. And it's the one I'm most given to being distracted by. And that's just entertainment. I love movies and I love miniseries and I love sports and but it's just entertainment. And I don't mind running a movie in the background when I'm getting work done. That's kind of soothing for me. But all of a sudden I'm like, am I paying attention to too much to these shows and to these, is it taking up too much of my space? It's not becoming something that's relaxing. It's become something that's taking up too much of my desired time, and my time is important. Again, entertainment has its place. Go see your movies, spend time with family, enjoy those things, but the amount of time we spend on those things can be absolutely shocking when we look at it. And again, guys, it comes down to what are your goals and what is it you'd like to accomplish through your goals. And if you have those things set and you are given to them, then you're going to say, you know what? I don't want politics, drama, and entertainment to distract me. These things are important. If you value your relationships, you have people in your circle that are important to you, they're going to be where you want to spend your time. And these topics can be part of conversation. Just they shouldn't be distraction. They shouldn't be taking up so much of your space. And when I got called out this week, I was like, you know what? This is true. This is distracting me. So I'm putting things back in place, morning and evening journaling, or at least morning journaling, evening gratitude. I'm reminding myself, I'm catching myself during the day, hey, where am I spending my time? And I'm reminding myself of goals, writing them down. I did a big goal rework yesterday, wrote them down, set them on there, reminding myself that these are good goals. I'm worthy of these goals, and the people in my life are worthy of me working on these goals. And then that makes those other things less important. So, friends, there it is. I hope it's an encouragement to you. I hope these things do not distract you too much. If they're getting too much of your time, wean yourself off. We get addicted to them. Focus on your goals, put some time in there. If I can help you in any way, let me know. If you're ever interested in a personal program that might help you with that, reach out to me about the Capitalize Your Best Life program. But today, my encouragement to you is that just don't let these things distract you. They will if you'll let them. And I can't wait to talk to you again next week. Thanks, friends, for tuning in. Talk to you later.